All right. You know we gotta. Or we'll see. I'm gonna try to keep this quick. Oh shit. It's fucking snow. Yeah, I'm not too sure. There's a lot of things that happened today. And yeah, we'll see. So here we are, Zion National Park. I am up the Zion-Mount Carmel Highway. And things didn't go quite as planned because of the conditions. I ended up not going down the East Rim Trail because, yeah, that shit is fresh snow. Current time is 4:45, and here I am, I'm not even on it. It was snowing like crazy earlier, and yeah, and East Rim the trail is, it's only up from here. I'm already high as fuck in the mountains right now, and yeah. So I was talking to the guy at the permit station. He's like, I do backpacking for a living, and you couldn't pay me to go onto the East Rim right now. So I'm like, shit, okay, fuck that then. I'll take your word for it. And yeah, here I am. I'm not in the East Rim right now, like I said. I pulled off to the side of the road, and I just went down this little cool spot I found. There's a river down below, and yeah, no, it's nice. This snow is more powdery than San Jacinto, that's fucking for sure. And it's sticking everywhere. I did bring out my snow spikes, and that's helped a ton. But yeah, so today didn't go as planned. We're not going to be doing any dispersed camping or overnights at Zion, which is unfortunate. But yeah, I'm a little bummed, but we will be back. We will be back. I really want to do the Narrows, ideally when there's no snow, because, you know, flooding, or it floods year round. That shit's just normal in the Narrows, but I really do want to hit the Narrows. And yeah, so for the rest of the day, it's 4:45. I think I'm gonna make my way towards the Grand Canyon National Park, which is next on the itinerary. We gotta keep moving forward. And the big thing tonight is where the fuck I'm gonna sleep. Because you can't sleep overnight at the trailhead. So that's what I was initially gonna plan to do. I'd go to Grand Canyon and sleep overnight at the trailhead. But you can't do that, it's not allowed. So I'm probably gonna fucking either find a rest area or a Walmart or a Planet Fitness to just camp out overnight. And yeah, fuck it. We're just gonna sleep in my car. And I have shit for that. I was prepared. So yeah, the itinerary is thrown off a little bit, but we're gonna make do. Let's see. Recapping. So yeah, I got out a little late from Death Valley. I took my time a little bit. I didn't. Let's see. Actually, no. Everything was on schedule, I think. Yeah, everything was on schedule. I left Death Valley at the right time. But then, yeah, I noticed one of the big things was that the permitting office, it was only open between 8 to 10 and 3 to 4:30. And I got to Zion from Death Valley at like 11. So I was faced with the decision: do I hang around, or do I just and wait till like 3 until the permitting office opens, or do I just go next to Grand Canyon? And yeah, no, I decided to stay in Zion to experience it, because I didn't want to throw the day away. And by then I still had prospects to go up and camp at, or yeah, go do dispersed camping on the East Rim Trail. But yeah, no, so I hung around, and then in order to kill time, I went inside the visitor center, and they suggested just that this Mount Zion, or fuck, I keep on saying Mount Zion, fuck. The Zion Scenic Highway or whatever, the Zion Canyon Scenic Highway, it was open, so I decided to just drive down that, stopped along the way, took a few pictures, some really nice pictures, and even saw a little bit of the Narrows, which I mentioned earlier. And yeah, that was cool. Just the mountains, the snow-capped mountains covered by the fog above, it was awesome. So yeah, I did that, and by then, after I was finished with all that, it was 3, and I go to the permitting office, and yeah, that's like I told you earlier. The guy mentions that no, fuck, it's not ideal conditions right now, even if you are prepared, and it's just gonna be sucky. And like the designated camping area, like the camping zone within the East Rim Trail, it's 5 miles in. So not only would I have started the trail at 4, but who knows how long 5 miles would take, given snow conditions. and just the shittiness of the weather overall. So yeah, here I am, and yeah, we're gonna, yeah, we're not gonna do Zion. We're gonna come back for sure, but we won't do it today. But alright, for this video, and I think my Modelo is nice and cold right now. Cheers. I think, let's see, let's talk about last night at Death Valley. We're gonna go back. And it's the feeling of loneliness. So last night, after I was doing all my fun stuff at Death Valley, I went to Furnace Creek Campground. And it's an established campground. There's, a bunch of people, a bunch of cars. You just pull into your spot, and it's just like, it's a parking lot, or it's like there's designated parkings for each of the different campsites. You pull into your spot, and literally not even like within 100 feet, or you can just see it. There's your camping spot, so it's right there. And then so I pull in for the night. I set up, and as I'm setting up, I couldn't help but feel just a slight bit of loneliness, because all around me, I see people. I hear people. I see people with their families, their friends. I see couples. I hear people singing, laughing, conversing. Some are playing music. Some are just gathered by the campfire, just talking and just living it up. And then here I am, sitting by myself in the dark with my little tent, eating my little cup of ramen that I heated up with my camp stove. And it's the first time that I really felt lonely in my entire life. Like I'm used to doing things alone. Shoot, I prefer to do things alone. But it never hit me until that moment. It's like, fuck. Everyone here is with someone, with somebody, and I'm just here by my lonesome. Which, in the grand scheme of things, I've enjoyed this trip so far, and literally, yeah, I would do it all over again. I would do it the same way if I had to do it all over again. Actually, no, that's a lie. Fuck that. I wouldn't go back to that campground. But no, yeah, it's just I do things alone all the time, but it's just, yeah, I couldn't help but escape that feeling at that campground. And yeah, I was like, fuck. And I didn't like it. I'm gonna be honest. I did not like it one bit. But yeah, I know. I started to think, and one of the things that made me realize is I feel like we take a lot of the relationships we have and the people that we have in our lives, and then we take them for granted. Especially the people that choose to stick with us for however long. It's because I wanted so bad in that moment to text friends or just text family to be like, yo, guys, this shit sucks. Just someone to vent to, or just to let know. But I couldn't, because there was no service. I couldn't even scroll on Instagram or some shit. With social media, we're so used to being tied in and locked in that we see other people, or we see each other every day. Whatever we post, just, you have access to everybody just so quickly through your phone. And yeah, you're never really alone. Because yeah, you're always just one text away, one call away to somebody. But then out at that campground, fuck. Yeah, no, it was pitch dark. I had no service. And yeah, I was just there, just sitting at the table eating my fucking ramen. It's like, fuck. So I couldn't help but think. that. And but what helped me feel a little bit better is I like to journal. I've been journaling for on and off since sophomore year, and it wasn't until November. I mean, I've been doing it since sophomore year, but it wasn't until November where I got really consistent after a year break. So yeah, just last November 2025, I got really consistent with it again, and yeah, I've just been journaling, and I feel like journaling is a pretty solid way, at least for me, to clear my head and to reorient and to see my thoughts and perspectives and ideas from just a different point of view, just from the outside looking in. Because you get really fucking self-analytical, or at least I do. The way I do is just I only journal when I feel like it. If I don't feel like it, or if I could be fuck off elsewhere, if I'd rather do something else, then yeah, I don't journal. But for the most part, I've been consistent with it. Yeah, I know. But for that night, I just journaled, like, I just, wrote down how I felt. And yeah, it's just like, I think everybody should journal, or at least to some capacity, take a moment to self-reflect and just like think about your day, or to just listen to your thoughts within a given moment. Because sometimes you might gain new perspective, and I feel like I did in that moment. So like after I had written everything down in my journal, it's like I was reading through. It's like these feelings of loneliness. It's like whatever, everything I just mentioned to you, and I think I've gained like a newfound appreciation, like I mentioned earlier, of the people who are in my life currently. And the thing I told myself is that, yes, I am doing this little journey thing on my own, going through all these different places on my own. But despite that, and despite not immediately having someone physically there to, be with me, what I told myself is that once you are done, or like once you are, how to say this? After it's all done, after it's all said and done, there are people there that care about you. There are people in your life that appreciate you, and there are people in your life that are there, that are for you. And it's like, shit, there are people in your life that are there for you, and you just gotta, just let it be known. And yeah. So yeah, I guess I should say something like inspiration right now, but I can't think. Thoughts, words, mouth. Yep. Yeah, no, I do generally appreciate the people who are in my life currently, because yeah, it's like, fuck, like there's so many moments in my life that led me to where I am now. And it's crazy to think that had certain moments in my life up till now had gone differently, I might have been surrounded by more or less people, or on another spectrum, entirely different people. And it's crazy to think about. And yeah, I think, and I'm grateful to have who I have currently. And that's all you really need to do. Just remember that there are people there for you. And if you are feeling alone, and if you truly think that you have nobody, then fuck, I'm not qualified to answer that question. I don't know. If you're feeling lonely, maybe do a hike or some shit. I don't know. Get some hobbies. Reach out to people. Yeah, it's fun. I don't know. But yeah, I know. The feeling of loneliness, and how through that moment I gained a newfound perspective on the people in my life and how much I appreciate them. And yeah, let's see. Secondly, I guess another thing to talk about is just being flexible. And making the most out of your situation. At least relevant to now. So as you can tell, like as I mentioned earlier, shit didn't go to plan. Shit didn't go according to the itinerary. So I kind of got to wing it now. So here I am. I knew I wanted to make this video, just at least, because it helps me sort of, just saying shit out loud, and like, kind of like journaling, just helps me think straight. And so, yeah, no. Flexibility is very important. I had this detailed itinerary written out, and while it would have been ideal and it's good to have a detailed itinerary, right? It helps things keep going forward, and helps you keep your mind on, what's the plan, what comes next, and but it's good to be flexible, because if shit doesn't go right, you want to be able to, I guess, have that space of mind where, okay, that's fine. let's just see what we can do to make the most of it. Because initially, I was like, fuck, man, what am I gonna do? Then as I sat there and I thought about it, I was like, dude, it's 5, and I have free will. I can do whatever the fuck I want. So, yeah, I know. I mean, like, sure, you can make contingencies and plan A or plan B, plan all the way out and down through Z. But like, you know, that could work for some. But I think in this hyper-specific scenario, I think with how much time I have to my abilities, I think, it's good to just be flexible, and if shit doesn't go right, then if shit doesn't go right, you just gotta make the best of it. Just see what you can do next. There's no point in like wallowing in your own self-pity and just like fucking sitting there and be like, shit, what the fuck, man, what the fuck do I do? Well, you just sit there, stop a moment, maybe ponder on those feelings, let it ruminate, and think about where they're coming from, and then realize the options that you have. And it might take a moment for that to click, to realize that there are options. But yeah, it's not the end of the world if shit doesn't go right. And I think that can be applied to really any sort of situation. Just gotta lock in. Just gotta figure it out. Just figure it out. Yeah. But yeah. Surprised. I'm glad no one has like walked up on me thinking I'm like a fucking crazy person. But no, this really is beautiful. I'm gonna keep the streak going of me taking a shitty picture and you guys seeing it, or me showing it to you guys. There we go. There we go. Let's see. Okay, I was looking back at footage of the other times I fucking did this shit, and it wasn't very clear to you guys. So I'm gonna. What the fuck did I just hear? I just heard something. Yeah, I'm gonna crank the brightness up, and then boom. Let me just. There we go. This time I'll look in the back of the fucking camera so you guys can see. Yeah, just like look at that fucking pretty sky, dude. Fuck yeah. Yeah, no. The beauty of this place. Zion is so cool. But one of my favorite video games, Fallout New Vegas, one of the DLCs, I think the Honest Hearts DLC, takes place in Zion. But unfortunately, it is a very fictionalized and personally modified version of Zion. And in the game, it was like, there's a lot of like, it was kind of like the Narrows, just like rivers, like canyons all around. Then the game is like a much smaller area. It was more open. You can see shit from one point A to like point B. You can see the entire map. There's like a lot of like winding trails along cliff sides. But then when you get here to actual IRL Zion, it is kind of like that, with like, and the river running, the fucking river running down, like the big canyon, the Narrows, and like the mountains on either side. But it's way more mountainous and way more higher and larger than I expected. And the scale of the game, that it is in the game, just doesn't do it justice at all. And yeah, Zion is so fucking pretty. And no, going back, Fallout New Vegas, Honest Hearts, that shit was so fire. I think the story was like, if I remember correctly, you, the player character, the courier, you go out and you get hired onto this caravan to be this caravan guard, and you find yourselves going from New Vegas, of course, to Utah or somewhere, I don't know where the fuck. You're just delivering something. You're guarding the caravan, and then in the middle of your caravan route, you get ambushed by this like, who the fuck do you get ambushed by? Like some rival natives living in the land. I forgot their names. There's specific names. You get ambushed, and then the story just revolves around you exploring that little area of Zion within the playable area, and meeting these people, and learning about the story of the tribes in that canyon. And what you realize is that within that canyon, there are two warring tribes, and there's two warring tribes, and within those tribes, there are these two individuals, or at least on the good side. It's all gray in Fallout. Everything's gray. But on the good side, you have these two Mormon guys, Joshua Graham, and fuck, I can't forget, I forget the name of the other guy. But you have these two Mormon guys, and they're really freaking sick. At least Joshua Graham, the guy who voices him, and just his overall character, this like guy who's, or yeah, let me fucking explain who Joshua Graham is. So Joshua Graham, he was a member of Khazar's Legion, and what Khazar's Legion is just these like this fucking big band of like murderous fucking Roman Empire Caesar-esque guys, legionaries, led by this guy named Khazar, not Caesar, Khazar, and yeah, this is just your picture, just like very normal, stereotypical bad evil guys, and they're crusading from Colorado and making their way westward, and you see, and one of the big conflicts in New Vegas is between the New California Republic and Khazar's Legion, and there's a third party, but I won't get into it. Mr. House, and actually there's 4 parties. Actually, there's so many endings. There's so many parties involved in this game. But yeah, no. At least with Honest Hearts and in Zion, you have Joshua Graham, and what he is, or what he was before you meet him in the game. Joshua Graham is, he was one of the highest ranking members in Khazar's Legion. He's kind of like Khazar's second hand. But then shit turned to shit, and he caught on fire. And wait, before he caught on fire, he was this like really fucking good general. Like he was like so many achievements. People feared him, and like he was just this like very, very scary, get shit done type of guy. But yeah, no, he caught on fire in some like incident, and he fell down. I don't know. He fell down like, is it the Hoover Dam? He fell down somewhere, and then everyone presumed he was dead, and no one gave a fuck. He was like, fuck. And the guy who was under him was like, fuck, thank God he's out. Now I can go in and take my spot at second command. Whatever the fuck it was. But yeah, no, so Joshua Graham, left behind and deserted by his legion. And yeah, and then we find him in Zion, leading this group of natives, and teaching them about Mormonism, Jesus, that way of life. And when you come find him, he has this, it's very iconic, his fucking look. Wrapped around like a mummy. There's bandages everywhere. On his skin all the time. And he has this like riot vest. And just these like casual pants. And it's such a sick design. And when you meet him, he's at this table. He's just fucking cleaning and like reloading and unloading these M1911s. Just back, he keeps on doing it. And while you're talking to him, he's just doing that. And he's laying down on you like verse after verse after verse. And he's this very cool guy. And I mean, like he's very locked in, and he's intimidating, and but yeah, he's gentle. And yeah, he tells you about the tribes and the ongoing conflict, and how just what the fuck is going on in Zion. And he tells you about his buddy. His buddy is in another like group at the other side of the canyon, and you have to go link up with him. And his buddy is also a pretty cool guy. Daniel, I think, is his name. And he's also leading his own little group of people. They're both on the same side. He's leading his own group of people on the other side of the canyon, also teaching them the ways of Mormonism, whatever. And it sucks that I can't pull out any quotes right now. Actually, maybe I can. I don't service. I think I just have one. And I won't be able to deliver it the same way he did. But yeah, it's so cool the way that the game developers and whoever the fuck was behind his character, established it. Like, let's see. I don't know the context of this. But yeah, no, it's fucking, by the rivers of Babylon, there we sat. Yeah, we wept when we remembered Zion. And like, he's filled with so many fucking crazy one-liners, and like, he's like I mentioned, he's so intimidating, yet he's gentle. And it's a very interesting character, and like there's thousands of video essays out there on Joshua Graham and like religion and how important of a role that was in the story, and and like falling behind or serving as the foundation of this conflict between these rival groups in that canyon. And so yeah, Josh O'Graham, you meet him, a sick as fuck character. And yeah, as you play through the DLC and you explore the area, you start learning more about what the fuck's going on in the canyon. And one of my most favorite parts of that DLC was the fact that was this little like side plot thing. Not even the main thing, just the side plot. Was this way of environmental storytelling. When it comes to this guy named, I think, Randall Clark. When you're playing throughout the game, you come across these little like stashes of treasure, or of loot, just equipment, gear, whatever the fuck. And within those stashes, you come across these notes, and these notes are dated like several years back to when you currently get there, and they're diary entries, I think, or just diary entries or something of the like, of this guy who I think was like he was like the lone survivor of this like war or whatever the fuck, and and so he escapes to Zion, and when you find all these notes or whatever, you sort of see how he like survived and traveled and got to know the people. So when he initially got to Zion and found himself there, I think he came across and saw from afar this group of, I think, children, and as he stayed there longer, he sort of started acting as like a protector towards these children.